Hello, my name is Noah, and I am a 25-year-old guy. And this is my story. It all started when I got back to the US from my work trip after a while. I moved out just after my sister Millie's wedding. It had been a while since I had seen her, and her wedding was the last time we were together. Millie and I have always been close since childhood. I planned to meet her as soon as I got back, but things took an unexpected turn. This week I went to the airport 3 times. First, on Monday, I landed in the US after a long time in Vietnam. Then, on Friday, I picked up my parents who visited me from LA. They welcomed me warmly. Then the next day, Saturday, on this beautiful day, I went to the airport with my parents who were pretty much going through jet lag to pick up my baby brother Brent. They were so excited to see their second son. They recognized him right away, and they hadn't seen him for more than a year. I welcomed him with a warm hug because I hadn't seen him for more than a year as well, but then he teased me for my height because now he is taller than me, but it's okay because I am more handsome. And we went to a really nice restaurant to have lunch. After that, I took my family to the supermarket bakery, and we were so happy because it's been a while since we stayed together. We basically live in separate cities now. I decided to catch up with Millie later since she was out of town. Later the same day, I got a video call from Millie. She sounded excited, and we talked about her birthday plans. "Hey Noah, how's it going? It's been ages to see you." "Hey Millie, yeah, it's been way too long. I've missed you. How's married life treating you?" "Oh, it's been amazing, honestly. Evan and I are doing great. But hey, let's talk about something more exciting, my birthday. I've been planning it, and I think it's going to be epic." Of course, I wouldn't expect anything less from you. What's the plan? Well, I know it's a bit different from my usual birthday celebrations, but this year I just want a cozy dinner at this fancy restaurant with close family and friends. Nothing too crazy, you know? That sounds perfect, actually. A more intimate gathering sounds nice. Right? I thought it would be a nice change, and don't worry, we'll still have plenty of fun. So are you in? Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Just let me know the details and I'll be there. Awesome. I'll send you all the info soon. Can't wait to see you, bro. Same here, Millie. Take care, okay? You too, Noah. Bye. Bye. Millie loves celebrating her birthday with family and friends, and she's quite experimental, always trying different activities. However, this time, she mentioned she would only have dinner at a big restaurant with close ones, which I found unique given her past birthday plans. Later that day, after Millie had texted me that she had returned home, I returned to my apartment where my parents and brother were staying. Since I had chosen a spacious apartment, luckily with 3 other rooms, I could afford to let my family stay with me for a while. The owner agreed to let us use the additional rooms for this week, which was a relief. As I settled in, preparing for the upcoming week with my family around, there was a knock on the door. Opening it, I was greeted by the familiar face of Anna, my girlfriend, and a dear friend of Millie's. Her warm smile brightened up the room as she stepped inside. "Hey Anna." "Hey Noah, how was your day? I heard Millie's back. How's she doing?" "Yeah, Millie's back. She's doing okay, I think. She just needed some rest." "But hey, speaking of Millie, did she mention anything about her birthday plans to you?" "Oh yes, she did. She's planning a small dinner at that fancy restaurant downtown. It sounds lovely, doesn't it?" Definitely. Millie loves her birthday celebrations. It's always a big deal for her. And with all of us together, it's bound to be a blast. Absolutely. I can't wait. It's been ages since we all hung out together. It's going to be a fantastic night. As Anna and I chatted about Millie's upcoming birthday plans, I couldn't help but feel grateful for having such wonderful people in my life. And with Anna by my side, I knew that whatever surprises awaited us at Millie's birthday dinner, we'd face them together. The next day, I went with Anna to the supermarket to buy the ingredients for the cake because Anna decided to bake a birthday cake for Millie. She was learning baking this year early and wanted to surprise Millie. As all of us were waiting for Millie's birthday celebration, I received a text from Millie. "Hey, I'm feeling sick. I can't make it today and canceling my birthday party. I need to rest, so don't call or text me." After reading this text, I felt off. I thought she was kidding, so I tried to call her but couldn't reach her. I felt bad and asked Anna if she received any texts. "Did you receive Millie's text?" "No." "Which one?" I showed her my phone, and she seemed surprised. "What is she talking about? She was perfectly fine yesterday. Is she playing any prank on me?" "I don't think so." To find out if these two are playing a prank on me, I look at her dead serious in her eyes. A few moments later. What? I seriously don't think maybe she got sick today. That could be possible. We should go see her, it's her birthday. Just then, she also received the same text from Millie as we walked towards Anna's house. I received Brent's call. Bro, did you hear anything about Millie canceling her birthday party? Yes, I did. She even booked the place and all the preparations got canceled. Exactly. Mom and Dad are getting worried. She's not picking up her calls, nor is Evan. Let me check up on her and see how she's doing. Okay. I told Anna that I was going to see Millie. She was still preparing a cake for her. I'm going to see her. I'm baking the cake. You go ahead and let me know how she's doing. What if she is really sick? Then I can bring some soup for her. Oh. Okay. I took a cab to Millie's house and arrived at her doorstep. After ringing the doorbell, I waited anxiously for a response, but none came. I rang it again, growing increasingly worried. Suddenly, the door swung open, and there stood Evan. Hi, Evan. I'm here to see Millie. She isn't home. What? She said she was sick and she wasn't picking up her phone. Is she went? Evan cut me off abruptly. Get off of my property now. With that, he slammed the door shut in my face. I stood there, stunned by Evan's sudden outburst. I didn't expect that. I felt like Evan was mad at something and they probably got into a fight. But still, he had no right to talk to me like that. I called Anna while standing near the walkway of Millie and Evan's house and told her what happened to see if there was any possibility of finding out where Millie could be. How could he say that? Exactly. I don't know what happened between them, but he said, "Get off of my property now, I haven't done anything. This is unacceptable." He's definitely overreacting. I am surprised by this. I am really pissed at this. While Anna and I were talking on the call, I heard some noise from Evan's house, and then I heard a thud and a scream, which made me panic. My body shivered, and I got goosebumps, fearing the worst. Noah? Noah? Are you there? Anna, I'll call you later. I ended the call and immediately dialed 911, then ran towards the house. I knocked on the door and rang the doorbell. Within moments, I heard sirens and looked back. A police cruiser pulled up nearby, and I flagged down the officers. Dispatch reported a disturbance here. Are you the one who called? Yes, I called 911. I was outside when I heard a loud thud followed by a scream coming from this house. The officers emerged from their vehicle, their demeanor serious as they assessed the situation. All right, sir, just stay calm. Can you tell us what exactly you heard and saw? Well, I was standing outside, and suddenly I heard a loud noise like something hitting the floor hard. Then, there was this scream really loud. It made me panic, you know? Understood. Did you try to check on the occupants of the house? I rang the doorbell and knocked, but no one responded. My brother-in-law shut the door in my face earlier. He seemed really mad, and then I heard a loud thud and a scream. Also, my sister's phone is turned off. All right, thanks for the information, sir. We'll take it from here. Just wait here for a moment while we assess the situation. Of course, officer. Please hurry. Don't worry, sir. We're trained to handle these situations. Just stay calm. As the police arrived at the door, they rang the doorbell and knocked, announcing themselves loudly. Hello, we are the police. We received a call about hearing a thud and scream. We're here to ensure everything is okay. After a few moments of waiting, another thud echoed from inside the house, causing the officers to exchange concerned glances. That sounded like it came from the second floor. Let's move in. With a sense of urgency, the police pushed open the front door and swiftly entered the house. I trailed closely behind them as they made their way up to the second floor. Upon reaching the second floor landing, we met with the sight of Evan holding a hammer in his hand. The officers immediately tensed, their hands instinctively moving toward their holsters. Sir, please put the hammer down. Right now. Evan, taken aback by the sudden appearance of the police, seemed flustered and confused. Slowly he complied, setting the hammer down on a nearby table. How did you get in? And what are you doing here? What were you doing with the hammer? Evan turned to the officers, a hint of irritation in his voice. I was trying to open the lock because it got stuck. Where is Millie? Officer, ask him. Where is Millie? Evan shot me a glare. Where is Millie? Evan snorted dismissively, crossing his arms over his chest. Millie's voice came from behind the door, surprising everyone present. "I'm here." "Millie. You're here?" "Noah, I got stuck in here." Evan was trying to open the door. Wait, he is trying to open the door. Using a hammer? The officers exchanged a meaningful look, silently communicating their skepticism. Is that true? Was he trying to open the door to help you? Yes, he was trying to help me. It's been an hour I'm stuck here and Evan has been trying to open it for a while. The officer checked the door and tried to open it. They called the locksmith and within 15 minutes he arrived. After a few moments he managed to open the door and Millie finally emerged from the washroom. The police then proceeded to ask her a few questions. Can you tell us why you screamed? Oh, I'm so sorry for causing all this commotion. I got stuck in the washroom and Evan was trying to open the door. It's been acting up lately and he told me not to lock it until it's fixed. But I forgot it in a hurry and it got locked. Then we got into a bit of a disagreement, more like arguing. Oh well, not arguing, more like discussing. Passionately. We were debating about how to fix the door. Evan wanted to try one method, but I thought another approach would work better. It got a bit heated and I guess I got a bit scared being stuck in there, hence the scream. I see. Well, I'm glad it was just a misunderstanding. Next time, try not to let it escalate like this. I will. Thank you, officers, for your prompt response. The officers nodded and exchanged a few words with Evan before preparing to leave. After they left, Evan approached me with an annoyed look, but I was more surprised by my own sister's reaction. Noah, why did you call the police? It was so embarrassing. How could you do that? How could I do that? Ask him. He shut the door in my face, saying, "Get off my property, is this house only his?" But Noah. I'm not finished yet. He even said you're not at home. Did you tell him to say that? If not, then ask him why he said that. What was I supposed to think when I heard you screaming and he wouldn't open the door? Noah, you're overreacting. Really? Are you serious? At this point, I became seriously upset with Millie's response. I stormed off from her house, took a cab, and went back to Anna's house. When I went back, Anna showered me with her curiosity, but I was really mad at this point. I told her what happened, and she agreed with me. Shortly after, I received a call from my parents. They mentioned what Millie had told them, that I was overreacting. I explained the situation to them, and they seemed confused, unsure of whose side to take. Meanwhile, I was surprised how she didn't mention Evan's behavior and completely ignored what he did to me. The next morning when I arrived home, Millie and my parents greeted me. Despite still feeling upset, I knew I needed to address the misunderstanding. However, instead of an apology, Millie immediately accused me of ruining her birthday party. It caught me completely off guard. Ho ho, Millie. Just so you know, I didn't cancel your birthday party. Remember the message you sent to everyone saying you were sick and needed to rest? That's why you canceled the party. As I responded, Mom, Dad, and Brent nodded in agreement, but Millie seemed to be in denial. What are you talking about? You called the police and canceled the hotel reservation because you were mad at me. I was taken aback by her accusation. What the hell are you talking about, Millie? I didn't cancel anything. Take a look at the message you sent. I showed her the message on her phone, and she grabbed my phone to take a closer look. As she read the message, her face turned pale. Millie, you sent all of us this message, and now you're blaming your brother who went to check on you. But Mom, Dad, Noah, Brent. I didn't send any messages. We all exchanged puzzled glances, unsure of what to make of Millie's denial. So are you saying that someone else took your phone, messaged all of us, and then deleted it from your phone so you wouldn't know? We all turned to Brent, intrigued by his suggestion. Who could do that? Millie, call the restaurant and ask them who canceled it. I felt a twinge of guilt for suspecting someone close to us, but it seemed necessary for Millie to know the truth. I agree with him. You should check. Me too. Millie dialed the number of the restaurant where she had made reservations for her birthday celebration. After a brief exchange with the hostess, she sought clarification regarding the identity of the person who had canceled the reservation and any refund requests. We received the cancellation from the same number you called, but I didn't. Ask her if it was a guy, and if they asked for a refund. Do you remember if it was a man who canceled it? And can you check if they requested a refund? We received the call around 1 p.m. Please hold for a minute. Millie and I patiently waited, anticipation building with each passing second. After a brief pause, the hostess returned with the requested information. Yes, ma'am, I received the call yesterday. It was a man who called and said that the birthday girl got sick and canceled the party. Also, they asked for a refund. Did you refund it? Yes, we have a refund policy for cancellations. Since it was on the same day, we deducted some charges and refunded the remaining amount right away. Ask her whose account they refunded. Can you please tell me whose account you refunded? We cannot share our customers' private details, sorry. Well, I am the customer who booked the place, so could you? Madam, we refunded to the account provided by the person who called for the cancellation. Okay, thank you so much for your help. You are welcome. The call was abruptly cut, leaving a lingering tension in the room that no one seemed eager to address. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, and I went to answer it. Anna greeted me with a hug, her usual bubbly energy filling the room as she stepped inside. However, upon sensing the atmosphere, her expression shifted to one of awkwardness. Noah. Look what I brought. Her attempt to lighten the mood fell flat in the tense environment. What's the mood, guys? What happened? I gestured towards Millie, silently indicating that something was amiss. Sensing the gravity of the situation, Anna approached Millie and enveloped her in a hug. Oh, my girl. Do you know what I've prepared for you? Millie shook her head, tears already streaming down her face. No. And with that, Millie began to cry, the weight of the recent events finally catching up to her. Okay, Millie, listen, before you continue crying, tell me what happened yesterday. Tell me all the details, what happened and what you did yesterday. After shedding tears for a few minutes, Millie finally composed herself enough to recount the events to Anna. So, the party was set for the evening and I was getting ready. I went to the washroom to wash my face, and when I tried to open the door, it was stuck. And do you remember if you locked the door? Maybe. I don't remember. And where was Evan at that time? He was playing in his room. So, you must have called him. Yes, my phone was in our bedroom, so I called him, but he didn't listen. He came looking for me after 10 to 15 minutes. Or maybe he locked the door and stood there. While you were locked in, he sent those messages and called for the cancellation. Now everyone was looking at Brent, the genius. Millie, what time were you locked in? Around 12 to 30 p.m., I guess. And the restaurant received the call around 1 p.m. And Noah reached there around 1 to 15 p.m. So, it was Evan who did that. He also said to Noah that you were not in the house, and then he shut the door in his face. Yes, that was quite rude of him. Millie looked confused at this point. I don't know why he did it. Millie, do you remember anything that might have made him mad? Because I think he did it to ruin your birthday. No, nothing, wait. I told him last week not to buy the new PS5 because he already has a perfectly fine one. I think that's why. Just because of that. As the spotlight shifted to him, Brent attempted to deflect the attention. I mean, how many times you guys would have told me not to buy that? Hold on, maybe it's just a big misunderstanding. I think you should talk to Evan and clear up the misunderstanding. He might not have intentionally locked you in. You know what, Anna? You're absolutely right. I need to have a serious talk with him. And Noah, I am so sorry. I overreacted yesterday. I was so frustrated that my birthday didn't go as planned. Well, I guess I can understand that. All right, apology accepted. All right, come on, both of you, let's just put this behind us now. Millie hugged me, and I reciprocated, letting go of any lingering resentment. Guys, I'm still here, you know. Oh, Brent, don't feel left out. Get in here. Yeah, the more, the merrier. And then we all shared a warm family hug. After one cry season, my sister Millie was eager to see what we had planned for her birthday. With our parents having 3 more days to stay, they wanted to make the most of our time together. I decided to treat my family to an Indian restaurant I had heard about. The food was absolutely delicious, and we all enjoyed our meal immensely. Anna brought along the cake she had made for Millie, and I gave her the present I had brought back from Vietnam. It was a fantastic lunch, filled with laughter and love. Afterward, we headed to the amusement park, which is famous in my city. People come from all over to experience the rides here. We had a blast riding roller coasters, spinning on dizzying teacup rides, and trying our luck at carnival games. I took lots of selfies with everyone, and as the sun began to set, we all gathered for a group photo to capture the happiness of the day. As the evening wound down, Anna said her goodbyes, and Millie called Evan to see if he wanted to join us for the rest of the evening. Since he didn't answer her call, we decided to head home, as Mom wanted to spend more time with her precious daughter. As we arrived home, Evan greeted us at the doorstep. I invited him inside and we all settled down in the living room. My mom gave us the snacks she had brought from the carnival. After a few casual conversations, Brent jokingly brought up the incident. "BTW Evan, did you really say get off my property now?" As if that was not Millie's house as well. I didn't say exactly that. I was just frustrated and it came out on Noah. Imagine if you had told him that Millie was locked in the bathroom, he would have helped you, but instead you told him that she wasn't in the house. He was so confused. I sensed Brent starting to roast Evan, and later my parents joined in, but I didn't want to add fuel to the fire. I admitted that I was enjoying my family having my back, but I tried to diffuse the tension. After dinner, Millie and Evan went back. Over the next few days, my family and I visited and explored a lot of places in my city. After 3 days, I went back to the airport to drop my parents off. Brent's flight was in the evening, so we decided to spend time in the gaming zone. We had pizza and then I had to say goodbye to him as well. A few days passed. It was an outing that Millie and Anna had planned. We were on the beach, where I was relaxing while Anna and Millie played in the water. I had a feeling that Evan wasn't fully comfortable with this setting. I started with a few casual questions and decided to ask him directly this time. "Evan, can we talk?" "About what, Noah?" "Another lecture about how I should treat Millie?" "No, Evan. I want to talk about what's really going on between us. Why do you seem to have such a problem with me?" "Oh, here we go. The saintly big brother Noah, always the hero, always coming to the rescue. Well, newsflash, Noah, not everything is about you." "I don't know what you're talking about, Evan. It's about being there for my sister when she needs me. And what's wrong with that?" "Oh, spare me the righteous act. You think you're so perfect, don't you? Always swooping in to save the day, making me look like the bad guy." "I'm not trying to make you look like anything, Evan. You're doing a pretty good job of that yourself." "Enough is enough, Noah. I am tired because of you." "I don't even know what you are talking about. You make everything about you. I don't need to be like you. Why you had to involve yourself in everything? That's why you lied and shut the door in my face. I had to lie because then you always do that, took all the credit, and you eventually did it after all, making me look like the bad guy." "But you didn't have to lie, Evan. You are blaming me for suspecting you, but it was you who made it look suspicious in the first place. Is that my fault?" "Then whose? It was you who sent those false messages to everyone and said Millie was sick. You had to make everything about yourself, Noah." The argument escalated, now grabbing the attention of other people around us, and I stopped there. Evan left the beach, and our argument also came to an end. I didn't tell the girls about our argument there and let it be. But they had a sense that something happened. The rest of the time, Evan and I didn't talk to each other. Everything seemed to be back to normal, but then one day Millie called me crying. "Noah, can you come pick me up?" "What happened? Why are you crying?" "I'll tell you. Please come pick me up. I don't want to take a cab right now." "Oh, I'm at the office. Where are you?" "At my place." I got a bad feeling. "Okay, wait. I'm coming." I borrowed my friend's car to pick up Millie. After a 15-minute ride, I arrived at her house. Millie came out and got into the car, telling me to drive. I didn't ask her what had happened the whole time, as I could see her red eyes, which were likely the reason for her tears. As we reached my house, Millie sat silently. I gave her some time to process, waiting for her to tell me what happened. After a few moments, she began to speak. "I had a fight with Evan." "I can see that. Why did it happen?" "The day after my birthday, I asked him if he sent those messages to everyone to cancel my party. First, he avoided the question. I asked him again today what he did with the cancellation money. He snapped at me, calling me names and saying I was selfish. He accused me of only caring about myself and trying to control him. He asked me why my brothers are always involved and why I called you instead of him to plan the party. I asked him first, but he never showed any interest in planning. Now, I'm blamed for not involving him. I had no idea he was jealous of you. He said, "Why did Noah have to come when you were sick? What does he think he is? He wants me to make him look like a bad husband who cannot take care of his wife." I got frustrated at the sight of him. Hearing her out, I suggested to Millie that perhaps they should give each other some time and consider couples therapy. Surprisingly, Evan agreed without much resistance. It seemed like a step in the right direction. However, deep down, I couldn't shake the feeling that perhaps Evan hadn't fully matured since their marriage. Despite my reservations, I kept my thoughts to myself, trusting that Millie would make the decision that was best for her. After some time passed, it became apparent that Evan hadn't addressed his underlying issues, and he never offered a sincere apology for his behavior. Months later, I heard from Millie that she was contemplating divorce from Evan and that they had decided to separate. It wasn't entirely unexpected, given the strain their relationship had endured. While I couldn't say I was surprised, I knew this was the best decision for Millie and also for someone as insecure as Evan.